All right, hello once again. Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College Application and Website Development, or AWD1111 database-driven web development course, I've been doing a series of video presentations, mainly based off of the PDF documents that have been created by Mr. Flavio Copes at his Valley of Code website. So I've done several of these. I've taken from his HTML handbook, his CSS handbook, and his JavaScript handbook. I also added a few of my own videos from the AWD1000 class that explains some JavaScript fundamentals. Then I went into Mr. Brad Traversy's web dev guide and did several videos based on that. But now I'm back to the Valley of Code again and to Mr. Copes' Node.js. All right, and we started to go through last time some of the ways that you could get through this stuff, and I was talking Heroku. All right, and unbeknownst to me, how sometimes I can be so foolish, and that is, let me show you, there we go. Well, I thought, why isn't my stuff showing? And it was. The problem was right here, there's a master and there's a main. You'll notice main is the default. For whatever reason, and maybe I can change this, I don't know. But years ago, when I set up my GitHub account and I wanted to go and push something out to the GitHub server, I had to do when I did my git push, I had to go to master. And I still believe I have to. Now, with the age of political correctness, etc., that we're in today, all right, master has been replaced with main. Well, I was in main, but as soon as I went over to master here, there's my stuff. So it is here. So I had started going through over preparing my app, etc., and doing all that stuff. So it says if you have an existing application you want to employ, let's see. If you are new to Heroku, it's recommended that you complete this Heroku provided application. So that's what I'm doing. All right. So I have a Heroku account. All right. So it says in this step, you will deploy the app to Heroku. By no means are we finished yet. But let's see if I can get into Heroku. So Heroku.com, I have absolutely no idea. If I log in, I have no idea what my password is. I have no idea what that is. I'm hoping that it finds it. Looks like it. Let's say later on that. All right, and it says the 18th thing is deprecated. You have one app that's using that. Well, no longer, yeah. It should be fine. This is one that I had put out there in the past. All right. Let me get back to here. All right. So I had shown you this. We had gone through last time. I showed you how to get the free account. The account is based on something that's referred to as dynos, D-Y-N-O-S. And if you've got a free account, basically if you're going to have, let's say, up to maybe 25 or 30 people visit your site maximum at a time, you're fine with the free account. All right? And it's never been an issue with me. So that should be just fine. All right. Now, it says in this step, we will deploy the app to Heroku. So let's make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, I'm ready to start. We get installation, get set up. That's all been done. The CLI, that's all been done. All right, so let's see if we do this Heroku login, and we do that from here. I don't know if I have to be in someplace special to do this or not. So log into Heroku. I already was logged in, so I am logged in. So that's not a problem. I've already done my Node version. I've done my NPM version. I have done my Git version. I have installed the Heroku CLI. So we should clone this. I don't have to do that. I've already got a version of this. So I'm just going to say I've already cloned my app's source code. So here it's saying we will deploy it. All right, so create the app on Heroku. Now, typically when you do this, there's a few things that I have not done, and I am going to do those right now. All right, I don't know why it's not showing me those, but there's the proc file, etc. So I'm going to do that stuff right now. What do I mean? I'm going to go back here, and I've got that .env file with nothing in it, so that's okay. All right. I'm going to create a proc file. When you create a proc file here, all right, you create it right underneath the project itself. So right underneath here, and you call it proc file with a capital P, and you give it no extension, like that. So I'm now in my proc file. I'm going to jump around in here a little bit. I apologize for that, but let's see. I think that one will be correct, so let's double check. First, I'm going to put it in here. Now, in my package.json, there's my start. Node app.js. That's exactly what I want. So by coming into my proc file and putting this web npm start, that should be everything in there that I need. All right. Now, one thing I have not created in here is a git ignore file. In the git ignore file, what you do is you add in there what you do not want to be downloaded with the project. What does that mean? Well, I can close this .env. It's empty anyway. So I'm going to again come in here, and I'm going to create a file that's called .gitignore. All right. Now, what do I want in there? Well, my .env, even though it's empty, and I'm going to put in node_modules. See, there is no reason for me to take this with all these folders in here and download that as part of the project. All right. Instead, what I'll be able to do is anybody running this can just do an npm I for install, and it'll install everything that's needed. So, file, save, and I can now close this. All right. So the only thing that's left is what I've got in here. And remember, this is a very, very, very simplistic project that I've created that when you run it, it looks like this. All right. Okay. Let's go back and see if I can get this thing actually loaded. All right. So deploy the app. Heroku create. I already did that. Git push Heroku. I don't know if this is going to be main or master. I think it's main here, but we're going to find out. So I'm going to do this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit here. And I want to do my Heroku, but I want to do it from the right place. In other words, let me close this. All right. So let me do my CMD again. All right. But now instead of just doing it from JP Scott, I'm going to do a CD to desktop. And what is the name of my... I think it's first node. Let's double check. So CD to first node and dir. And that should be it. Notice that's got today's date on it. All right. So from here, I'm going to do my Heroku login. And it should tell me that I'm already logged in again, but that's okay. Now from here, It says waiting for login. Press any key to open up login or to exit. I don't know why, but it pushed me back further. But let's see if I can now come in here and basically do the equivalent of my push. So I want to say, whoops, git push Heroku main. See if that works. Error, failed to push some refs to Heroku. So let's try a git push Heroku master. Heroku does not appear to be a Git repository. Could not read from remote repository. Let me do a CLEAR here for a clear. CLS. There we go. So when I tried to do this git push Heroku main, it didn't like it. It said does not match anything. And when I tried to do a git push Heroku master, says Heroku does not appear to be a Git repository. Could not read from remote repository. Make sure you have the correct access rights and the repository exists. Let's see if I missed anything in here. So I did my setup. I did all that. I've installed Heroku. I've logged into Heroku. I've done all this. I've installed this. So Heroku create, I did that. Git push Heroku, it didn't like this. So let's see if I missed anything. View logs. I've learned how to see my logs. Create a proc file. That is in there. I know what a proc file is. Scale the app. That I shouldn't have to do. I know how to scale my app. Declare app dependencies. We've already got a package.json file. I don't want to do this. I don't want to run this locally. This has got a lot of stuff in it that I have not seen before, so. Well, I shouldn't have to do any of this stuff, but I am going to anyway. So I'm going to say git add dot git commit -m ready for Heroku. All right. Git push Heroku. Again, it might be main and it might be master. Doesn't like main, so let's try it again with master. Doggone it. Well, you were seeing this in real time along with me, so Heroku error. That's exactly the error I have. I tried Heroku keys add, but it comes up with the same result. I already have this. All right. To add a Heroku app as a Git remote, you need to execute Heroku Git remote -a followed by the name of the app. I'm going to try that. So Heroku Git remote -a first node. Couldn't find that app. Well, it might be that what it wants here is app.js. Couldn't find that app. Lovely. I've got my git ignore. I've got my proc file. I've gone through this before, but it's been about a year since I've done this. And if we have to, we will grab something after adding a valid remote. Notice that the git Heroku master will fail. If you try to repair it from a subdirectory, it must be done from the root directory with a valid package.json and a valid git folder. So let's see. I know that they're both there. At least they should be. There's the git folder. There is the package.json. Oh, goodness. And I'm at 18 minutes. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time trying to still figure out what the problem here is. We don't have any add-ons. We don't have any configuration of errors. We have no database right now to provision. Deploying Node.js apps on Heroku. I thought these were the steps I just went through, but we'll check. Did the npm init. Specify the version of Node you're using in engines. Let's see if I've got that. We don't, so let's do two things. First, let's do a node -v, and we're using version 16.16.0. And second, let's look and see what we're supposed to put in here. So we should put that down near the bottom then. That's fine. Let's copy that. And we'll put that down here. But that won't be 14.x. I need a comma there. It should fix the errors. So this should be 16.16.0. No comma there. All right, it started back up again. I should have really stopped the server while I was doing that. That was silly on my part. All right, so I've got that in there now. Specifying a start script, I did that. Did the git add dot, git commit, we added the proc file, we did the Heroku login, So I'm going to try this again from here. I am already logged in, I believe, to Heroku. So I'm going to try this Heroku create. All right, that's good that it created this. All right, now let's see if we can do our git push Heroku main. All right, how about master? All right, it's going through the process now. This is fantastic. This could take anywhere from a few seconds to 10 minutes. But when it gets done, it should tell build succeeded. Fantastic. All right. So I want this URL right here, but I think I can change this in just a couple minutes. But I'm going to copy that so I've got it. And that is https://get.heroku.com/protected/scrubland. It gives you a weird name, and they're always different. /31688.git. All right. So we've got all this. This is fine. So now let's go back out to where we were logged into Heroku. We are logged in still. And let me back up and let me refresh the screen. And notice there it is, protected scrubland. If I click on that, all right, personal protected open app. It's still loading. Don't know why it's taking that long. Normally when it comes up literally right away. So let's do this. Let me open up another right here. Let me paste, oops, not that. Let me grab this. And let's see if it's out there on the internet. I don't know why I would need to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. Should be Heroku.com. Don't know what happened there. Let's try that again. Evidently I can't type. That's why that other one wasn't loading, because I gave it a wrong name. That's why it gave me an application error. So we've got this, Heroku.com, etc., etc. All right, it says method not allowed. Now that's not good news. All right, but I'm going to have to run through with you, and I will do it with you, all the steps to put this out there. What I just showed you worked a year ago. But as you know, things change over time. We'll take a look at it. I'm not at all worried about it. All right. But what I'd like to do before I finish up here, because I am done with this lesson, and that is to go back to here. And now I'm going to jump, because these were all different ways that you can go and basically set this thing up. When I come back, I'm going to go over REPL. REPL is an acronym that stands for Read, Evaluate, Print, Loop. I'm probably going to spend more time on REPL than we need to, but I want you to see it. So I'll be back with that shortly.